Hey. Hey. We are going to be creating some eye windows. So eyes on a cobberdog are my favorite feature, and I trim my dog's eyes weekly. It's not necessary to trim them weekly, but I prefer to do it frequently because I love how big and soulful their eyes look when they're lovely, and you can they're unobstructed with their beautiful coats. So I've got Lady here, I've got some treats. Here you go, Lady. Yeah, good girl. The equipment that here you go, eat this. The equipment that I'm going to be using, I've got a comb, I have some, here you go, normal trimming scissors, and I also have some thinning scissors as well. So here you go, Lady. Yes. She's saying, I know what you're doing now. I was doing this with the puppies from 1 week of age, so they're usually, well, Lady's usually quite compliant. I like to position my body behind them while they're young, just because it keeps them nice and secure. Some people like to come from the front. Personally, I prefer to have Lady in between my legs like this. When the dogs are older and they're very accustomed to it, it is super easy to do. But obviously as puppies, even despite the amount of desensitization that they've had, it's still a bit frightening when you have scissors coming right for your eyes. And as you can see, Lady does not want to turn around. Here you go. Hey, little ladybug. Hey. So I'm actually going to use her twisting like that to my advantage, because it means that her head is pressed up against my arm, so that when I go to snip, she can't really move her head. So you snip in an upwards direction. Well, I prefer in an upwards direction. I wish the camera could see this. Good girl. I can turn her, I might just reposition the camera. Might give you a bit of a better view. Good girl. So what I did, I positioned my hand in front of her face like this, and if you imagine a diagonal line up like this, and then I just snipped it. So you can see she's quite, this doesn't usually bother her, but she also hasn't had much enrichment today. So you're full of beans, aren't you? All right, you want to give cuddles? Let's do your other eye first, please. You want to sniff the camera? All right, good girl. Come on. Oh, you are getting big. I'm sure she's getting close to 10 kilos. Now we've done that right eye, so we need to do the left eye. See? Good girl. I like that she's leaning into me. Snip, snip. I position the scissors so that the point of the scissors is actually beyond their eye. So if I hold her like this, you can see that the tip of the scissors is up above her eye. And then I just repeat what I've done already using the thinning scissors. Good girl. And what this does is it removes the blunt line from the scissors. Just makes their coat look much more natural. Good girl. Yeah, would you like a treat? She's saying no, don't really want a treat. Here you go. Good girl. It's a bit of a balancing act. You don't want your puppy to associate this as a negative experience, but at the same time you also don't want your puppy to think that just because they don't like it, they don't have to have it done. Good girl. So just thin out that one blunt line. Good girl. And the same on this side. What that does, it just removes that kind of unnatural line and feathers out the hair. Good girl. And if I hold the camera nice and close, you can see now her eyes are fully exposed. There we go. Good girl. And the lines where I've cut, they look much more natural, rather than having that blunt edge. Good girl.